Have you ever asked yourself how you can add steel drums, 70s breakbeats, and explosive production effects to create something fresh? If so, you're in luck. In this clip, Devin demonstrates his use of samples, loops, automation, and effects to enhance the production on his songs. Devin walks you through his thought process as he incorporates these elements that might seem random, but are intentional and essential for the song. Enjoy.
Okay, so the steel drums exist in the beach section. So let's hear. But you'll hear when I printed this, I put the reverb and compression on it, right? Okay, now, see, this is where it gets interesting. So this section here, steel drum's a feature, right? I love not compressing this stuff either. Seems like there's more places to work. Now, when it gets to this section, you'll see when we start working on this section how I do this. But this is no longer a feature. So knowing that, I can turn it down for now. The thing that I want out of the steel drum in this part is the thing it goes, wow. It goes right there. And what I've done is when I printed it, I did a panning. So it goes back and forth. Do-dee-do-wom, do-dee-do-wom, right? So across your stereo spectrum. The second one can come up. Okay, so from there, steel drums. Is there any more steel drums that we need to deal with here? No, so you can fuck off as well. Fuck right off, you know. This one here can eat it as well. Okay, so that's all I have to think about with steel drum, which again adds strength to why I cut all these pieces, because then I know what I'm dealing with. So if there's any section that I'm dealing with, like say this is what I'm trying to work on, this section, I know that there's nothing other than what's right there. So I got to deal with this, that. You know what I mean? All right. So moving on from steel drum, where are we here? 70s beat. I think that steel drums need to come up a bit more. 70s beat. All right. So. So I've already done high and low pass to this. Now, I just want to check one thing because there's something that sounds funky to me here, and I just want to make sure it's... Yes, see? This is slightly ahead of the beat. Okay, so let's just push that back just manually. Just a dink here, just to kind of... There we go. Those are the things that, for me, end up becoming problematic, right? Now, still needs to go back a bit. What I do find with this is, and this is where it also comes down to feel as well, I hear what it's doing frequency-wise, but it's not different enough from the drums to really stand out in the ways that I would like it to. So what I might do,
just kind of like gets lost in there.
Yeah. So what I would do is let's just try a couple of experiments here. So it can often just be with something like that. In my experience, it can be. Because that thing that seems to be the most important part is that ding, ding. And so this here basically allows me with the multiband to control how much of the hi-hat's in there. So with it, more hi-hat, less hi-hat. And it doesn't lose that. Donk. So what I would do is this, let's pan it a little bit to the other side, just to give it a bit more room. Now, because I got a compressor on here, I would have to use this more so for automation. So there we go, back up to that second kick. Push that just a touch more. Then we go to this. So that's supposed to be small. That's supposed to sound like it's mono. In fact, let's do that. All right, so just pan that right in the middle. Or, yeah. Because then it makes the transition really dynamic. And then when we go to the next part, this part is too loud now. So what I'm going to try here...
Out of curiosity, where did the 70s beat come from?
I go into Logic. And what I do is I make a session in Logic that has the same tempo. I import my main mix submix into Logic, and I take the loops from Logic or Ableton, and I just make loops, and then I cut them up and go crazy with them and add effects, and then I quantize them and move them around, and then I export it back in here. And so, but then with this, what I hear is, I like that. I like that. But I'm going to try, because this section is going to be dense. So this is something that I tend to use that is a plugin that I really dig, Brower Motion. And so I'm going to enable the automation for this, just for that section. Put a happy little tree there. And so here it'll be on, right? So that's too wide now. See, it's the same volume now, but it sounds much louder, right? So I can go now, and I can bring it back down a bit. Now, what I also notice is that that accent there could be done something with. Right here, come on. Right there. That little, let's see, that there. So I can, starting at this point, by knowing that you're kind of isolating drum fills, and I just scroll through, like, it doesn't matter. Let's see if this crashes my system. All right, let's try that. Sure. All right, so. Great. Okay, so. So now, again, it's been a year, so now I start thinking about it different, but it's okay. So I can go. Right, so now we can go like. And then I do that trick I showed you earlier where I do the crossfade, so it just kind of does this like, right. So now we have, all right, now this guy here, let's boost this just a touch. Okay, great. Okay, so that sub is too loud. Okay, boom. So now we have explosions. So next, what's next on our list here? Steel drum, explosions, 70 beats. So explosion is the last thing we got to deal with here. So let's see what that is. Exactly what it says in the tin.
Yes.
There we go. So, first thing is we'll get rid of the huge amounts of low end there. That's going to get in the way of everything. Okay, and that one I can probably not even do the multi-band because it's the same thing over and over. I could just use this guy, which again has low CPU, and I can just go. Oh, I got it automated. 2 seconds. Okay, so why? Okay. Okay, well, let's just do this then for now. Oh, I see what I did. Okay. So that's just adding to the snare. And again, let's pan it just a bit to the left, just a hair. And then I filtered it there. Okay, that one there. We'll deal with that one. And then this guy. Okay, so that's going to be way down. Okay, so... Okay, that'll do. So... This guy at the end here. What the hell is that? Oh. No, let's never have that ever. Let's see. A little bit of click. Is that right? All right. So the one thing I noticed in this last section, so that snare there, or that explosion sounds shit, but I'll deal with it. Right there, I'd like to add that electro kick that we had later. Let's see, this one here. Let's just have a touch of that. It may not work in the long run, but I'd like to try. So let's see. We go back to this guy. All right, so, right. So it's there. Done. So boom, bum, 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 boom, 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 boom. All right, so we go bum, bum. All right, so then we'll just have that way down there. Let's see. Okay. For now, just because it's bugging me, I'm going to get rid of that explosion there. But it's okay. It's still there. All right, so. Okay, great. So now bass.